Well, there's some major news that came out of Chicago today. Now, on our African Diaspora News channel, we had done a live stream from the community in Chicago because the city was considering giving $51 million of taxpayer money now, $51 million to asylum seekers that was bused from Texas to the city of Chicago because they said that they were a sanctuary city. They didn't ask the taxpayers of Chicago to vote on that, to agree to be a sanctuary city. They just come out and say they're a sanctuary city. And that's what a lot of Democrats like to do, is speak for everybody and did not get no one's input on it. Yet no one of them are footing the bill. The average everyday citizens are footing the bill. Chicago has been a Democrat stronghold for a long time. If we go back to the time of Rahm Emanuel, he was the mayor of Chicago. He closed 50 schools, 50 in majority black areas. And everybody say, don't close those schools. Why are you closing schools? If you want to close something, close prisons. Don't close schools. But Rahm Emanuel closed all these schools. If you remember all of that back then. Of course, during his time as mayor, the case of Laquan McDonald had came up. And, you know, it's just a lot of drama with Rahm Emanuel, Democrat. Then after him, we know Lori Lightfoot came in, became the mayor. No one really liked her. She was talking down on black people. Now you have Brandon Johnson as the mayor, all Democrats, okay? And every Democrat administration in the city of Chicago has hurt and harmed black people. Now, on the way out with Lori Lightfoot, with all the asylum seekers coming in. And let me go ahead and address that part, because the reason why I'm saying the term asylum seekers, a lot of people say, oh, they're illegal immigrants, they're illegal aliens. Actually, they're not. And let me tell you why. In the United States of America, we have asylum laws, unfortunately. Now, those asylum laws was meant for like wars are coming from war zones, somewhere where they doing, political prosecution of people. So they want to get their families out and come to a country and seek asylum. But what ended up happening was the people that's behind all this mass coming to America, they're using the asylum laws to get the people in. So what y'all don't know, and what a lot of people is really saying, oh, they're illegal immigrants. Technically, they are legal to be in here until they get their court date. Now, the court dates a lot of times could be up to, they lucky to get one in a year, sometimes up to 2-3 years for even to get a court date. And they're allowed to be in here off of those asylum laws. So what these people are doing is they come to the border and turn themselves in to a Border Patrol agent, say, hey, I'm seeking asylum. The people in my country, they want to kill me, the gang members, this person, that person. And the Border Patrol can't say, oh, well, I don't believe that. Go back where you come from. No, they have to intake them. Now, why am I saying this? Because I know someone personally on the border who told me exactly what they're doing. See, unlike other people that's talking about this issue, they don't really have a contact on the border that can get, firsthand information about it. I can. So they're turning themselves in. And then, they giving them phones and they giving them all this, and they're supposed to be at a certain thing. But what end up happening to a lot of them is that once they get into the country, a lot of them just don't want to show up for the court dates or whatever the case may be. So that's kind of now, once they don't show up for court dates, then you become illegal at that point because you didn't show up for the court date. So the people that come in and turn themselves in, Greg Abbott say, look, since y'all say y'all sanctuary cities, well, let me go ahead and send the people up there with y'all. Because you say you're a sanctuary city, right? Because Texas had been taking on the brunt of everybody for a very, very long time. And all our tax dollars have been going, to this situation. It's a federal government problem. The Congress could change the asylum laws right now if they want to and stop the problem. That way it gives Border Patrol the ability to say, nope, our laws have changed. You got to go somewhere else, or you got to apply for asylum in your country. At least do it like that. You can go apply for asylum in your country at the U.S. Embassy, but you can't come just flood the border. That would stop a lot of that, and they would have to go another route to get in. So we're seeing that a lot of the brothers and sisters are upset because they had put them in their neighborhood. They didn't ask them. They didn't get a vote on it or nothing. So what ended up happening today was the city of Chicago, led by the Democrat Party, your friends and who you vote for, right? Who you tell me that if we don't vote for Democrats, who else can we vote for? Those people, right? That you look at Democrat like it's oxygen. Like you just got to have it. And if you don't have it, you're going to pass away. That's how you act. You act like you use our ancestors erroneously, saying, oh, our ancestors died to vote. No, they died for freedom. They didn't die for you to do no doggone voting. They died to say they died just to vote is horrible because our ancestors couldn't depend on this government for anything. If you understood Black history, you would know our people got it out the mud and did it themselves without the help of these people. These people tore their stuff down when they built something. They didn't beg these people for anything, and they surely didn't go vote to do it, to not even build a thing. Was Rosewood built on voting? Was Black Wall Street built on voting? Just to name two famous ones that y'all would know, right? None of those things were built by voting. It was built by the hands of our ancestors. But Chicago has approved $51 million to go to the asylum seekers in their city. Let's go ahead and roll that.
I have a diverse population. And I hear those same people, Black, white, Latino, everybody different races, saying, what about us?
In housing and real estate. Vasquez also has proposed.
Residents and council members shared opinions which at times became heated over the decision to allot $51 million to migrants. Those against the funding are questioning how the city can suddenly come up with so much money for new visitors when local communities remain neglected and our own homeless population needs help. Since last August, more than 8,000 migrants have been dropped off in Chicago from the Texas border, with Mayor Johnson calling it a humanitarian crisis.
When we talk about asylum seekers and those families who have been here, how do we make sure that there's enough for everyone? Look, you know, we're moments away of digging in deeper with our budget and making sure that we pass a budget that speaks to the values of who we are as a city.
And they heckled the speakers during the public speaking portion of the meeting, whether advocating for funding migrant needs or for investment in Black and brown communities. One man, Tyrone Muhammad, an ex-offender who was against the measure, police removed him from the meeting. Longtime Chicagoans say it is difficult to watch leaders suddenly come up with $51 million for new immigrants when Chicago neighborhoods remain underserved.
Should not be housed in impoverished and marginalized Black and brown communities where we have food shortages and homelessness.
How dare this mayor and city council have the guts to give migrants $51 million? I demand you to have the same passion and urgency to pass the city of Chicago reparations order.
Now, the Democrat Party has not been deceptive on their agenda with bringing people in from Latin America, a lot of them third world countries. They have been pretty open about that, just like they're pretty open about the LGBT. They have been pretty open about prioritizing every other group except Black Americans. But as you can see, they could come up with $51 million and give it to the groups they want to give it to. You understand? Now, all those people that came in across the border, they didn't go vote, did they? Their ancestors didn't die to vote. No, they didn't die to vote at all. They came right on in off of your votes because you keep voting for the Democrat Party wholesale. Y'all ran out there and voted Brandon Johnson. And what did Brandon Johnson do? Immediately go out and screw the Black community and gave $51 million in a city that the homeless population is 76% Black Americans. 76%. Brother Tyrone Muhammad, the one they put out, said 18,000 are ex-cons that cannot get a job. Well, if you can't get a job, a legal job, you can't have a place to stay. So a lot of times it puts those guys that's in those positions back to going to doing crime because they don't have a place to stay. And instead of applying that to the homeless population or applying that money to help out the communities, no, they got all this money just to give to people who didn't pay one single dime of taxes in this country. No city tax, state tax, or federal tax. They can get the Democrat Party to prioritize everyone else except American citizens. They prioritize Ukraine, not American citizens. They prioritize people coming across the border, not American citizens. But they never prioritize the black man and black woman of America who's swearing allegiance to the Democrat Party more than you swear allegiance to God himself. And the reason why you keep being in the same situation that you're in, black America, is because you made, as I said before, the Democrat Party your God. You worship Democrat instead of worshiping God the Father. And this is why you always going to be in a situation where you're disappointed or overlooked. No other group of people in this country that vote have this allegiance, have this vitriol if someone doesn't support the Democrat Party like you do. Now, you've been talking about reparations. Now, I want y'all to understand, they could come up with millions and billions of dollars for whatever they want to come up with. But when you talk about, okay, $51 million, hey, let's start passing out as cash payment reparations to black Americans in the city of Chicago. Oh, we ain't got no money for that. Oh, we don't have no money. And then let me ask you something else. Hey, white people in Chicago, I'm talking to you, white taxpayers. Why aren't you screaming about this money? Why aren't white taxpayers saying, hey, I'm not paying for that? Oh, hell no, I'm not paying for that. Where is the white taxpayers? Where are you? Because when you mention reparations, everybody's an economist now. Oh, that's going to cause inflation. Oh, that's going to crash the economy. Oh, but $51 million is not going to hurt anything? White people, you okay with paying for that? So, as I said before, the only reason they're saying that they don't want to pay anything because they hate you, black man. They hate me. They hate you, black woman. That's why they say that. Because if it was really about their taxes, they'll be raising hell right now about Brandon Johnson doing that. They would be trying to join with black folks and say, hey, we need a recall election for this guy, because this guy is already starting off giving away our tax dollars and we need help as people in Chicago. Let's recall this guy and get this guy out of here. And black folks and white taxpayers, they join together and vote and get him out. That's what they should do if they really want to make a statement at this point, instead of letting them approve this and you don't do nothing about it. Y'all should be filing lawsuits on top of that to try to stop that money from going over there. And take those lawsuits all the way up to the Supreme Court if you got to. Why is your tax dollars going that way? If anybody should be paying, it should be Biden and them should be sending money for that, since it's their program. And before Biden got in office, we didn't have this problem. See, you wanted to get Trump out. Okay, you got him out. Now, when Trump was in office, he'll get him out of here. He was getting them out. They were scared to come over here with Trump. But when Biden got in here, now Biden is putting them in them, is allowing them to come to a city near you, and they trying to put them in your neighborhoods to push you out. And once they put them in your neighborhoods, they're going to get your jobs, and they're going to pay them minimum wage, sometime lower than that. They're going to pay them, if anything, minimum wage when you getting paid, maybe $6, $7 more, because that's what the job should be paying. All those employers are going to hire those people at minimum wage and try to get away with paying them lower than that. And they're going to have them people working all day, and that they're going to get you out and bring them in. The corporations is all tied in with this agenda. because the corporations control the politician. And they know the Democrat Party is really wants to bring the people in to get you out. Y'all got to understand that. The Democrat Party is waging war against Black America. They're not doing this to white people. They're not putting them in Hispanic communities, which the community that would be more conducive for them because they speak the language and the culture and all of that. They're not putting them in the Asian communities. They're not putting them in the Jewish communities. They're not putting them in the LGBT areas. They're putting them right in the middle of Black areas. And then some of these people come over here with their anti-Black racism too that come out of Latin America. Look at what our brothers and sisters go through in Latin America with some of them. So they put them in your neighborhood to try to get you out. So one time you're dealing with gentrification, and now you got the Democrat Party waging war on Black America to push you out the cities, to push you completely out. Not because you want to leave, but because they don't want you there because they would have to pay you too much because you done became too uppity. You actually want to get paid right. So the Black man and woman, so okay, I got something for you. I got a fresh set of people coming in every day. And let me tell you something, they are going to full court press the border. They going to blitz the border every day Biden is in office. You better hear me. And they going to come to a city near you. And you think your city is safe? See, the trial run right now in Chicago and New York. But they really doing a number in Chicago. And if they can successfully push Black people out of Chicago, you better believe the ones that's already in New York, they're going to push you out. D.C., they coming to you. Baltimore, they coming. Atlanta, you're not safe either. You're not safe. Trust me. You may be safe just a little bit because of your governor, because he's a Republican. So Abbott is not going to try to ship everybody to Atlanta like that. But definitely the Democrat areas, there are a lot of Black folks, Philadelphia, they coming to you too. Oh, they coming. If they can make this successful, they are coming. And if you don't take a stand against the Democrat Party, Black America, and you don't realize how they waging war against Black people, once again, every time you look up, this Democrat Party is doing things to Black men and women constantly. And the thing is, you still sitting up here trying to vote. You got the shields already out attacking people already. The Democrat shields. They rise their head up every time it's an election time. But see, I show you in real time what's happening to Black people. So you go ask those Democrat shields, say, hey, give an account of why the Democrats always harming Black people. You're putting people who has great needs in our community, and we got needs. We're suffering in these communities. And you mean to tell me that's okay with you? Well, you know, the shields will be saying, well, Biden did the infrastructure bill. That's going to help Black people. Infrastructure is roads, bridges, internet, etc., right? It's part of the infrastructure. Who's going to do those jobs? It's surely not going to be Black people. Those people are going to do the jobs because they can pay them minimal to do the job. And they will take the job because where they come from, they may make $2 or $3 a day. So paying them minimum wage, they hit the lottery. Yeah, that's what y'all really don't understand about those countries they come from. So they'd be glad to take a job at minimum wage because it's like they didn't hit the lottery. But Black folks, right now is what's happening to you, but actually, this is good. This is a good thing that's happening to you. You may think, why is it a good thing? Because you've been needing to really see what the Democrat Party is really about. Because for years they played footsies with you, and they would act like they your friend, and then they were low key, screwing you on the back end. But now the Democrats you got today is up front now. They you talking about how the Republicans are up front with their racism. Well, the Democrats are up front with their racism too, to get you out. And they are still going to say, well, you going to come out and vote for us. They playing games with y'all. You want reparations. So here they send out Cori Bush, put out some resolution talking about reparations. They up there having a hashtag reparations now. That reparations hashtag come through Cori Bush and them. That is to get y'all on board, to fool y'all, and all of that to go vote Democrat. You think you'll get reparations. If you haven't got reparations out of California or New York, which are Democrat strongholds, especially California. Yes, they had the Reparations Commission. They recommended cash payments. And what did Gavin Newsom say? Oh, well, I don't know about all that. I mean, it's more than cash payments. The Democrat policy is anti-black. It's pro everybody else, but it's surely anti-black. And that's what I see them doing. I'm not making anything up on them. Look at your cities. You in these Democrat-run cities, how black people are faring? How are they faring? You go vote for all these politicians, and most of them you're voting for is boule. Matter of fact, the majority of them are boule. If any politician that you look into is attached to the Divine Nine, then automatically I'm going to say you boule until I feel you not, until you show me you're not boule. The people on the grassroots, we don't join boule organizations. We just out there with the people, we talking with the people, we hearing what the people got to say. That's what make us authentic. See, if y'all want to make somebody a politician, bring people up from the grassroots who you know is solid men and women. And you know, for example, you need a politician like Eric Mays, politician like Julius Malema. That's the kind of politicians that black America need. If you're not like an Eric Mays or Julius Malema, male or female, right? But have that spirit, then we don't need them up there. It's just that simple. Because every time we look up, these smiling black politicians that's in the Divine Nine, boule, right? They are on the agenda of screwing black people. They have proven that when they get in office. They are black in name only. They are not anything with a black agenda. They don't care about black people. They don't do for black people. They don't. And you have to accept that. The majority of black politicians aren't worth anything. They're just getting a check to keep you subjugated. Because our politicians, to me, is worse than even the white supremacists. Because they know what's happening to black America. And they make sure to keep us down, to keep us quiet, to keep us oppressed. Do you know the black politician and the black preacher was put in to keep us quiet, to keep us going along, to get along? A black face. See, oh, she looked like me. He looked like me. Oh my God, representation. And your representation is a full-fledged white supremacist in blackface with 4C hair. And you go vote for them because some of you are unfortunately silly enough to think that's all it takes. It's just to be black. You should be wise enough to know that just because you're black doesn't mean you have a black agenda. Because all these people that you've been voting for are black, but they have a white supremacist agenda. And white supremacy want to make sure to keep the black man and woman down, to keep them oppressed, to keep them tripped up, to keep them sabotaged economically, mentally, every which way in life. And just like on the plantation, you had black folks that would always sell out the other brothers and sisters. That's not changed today. The Stevens of the world from Django Unchained, that's your black politician. Steven is your black politician. Now, you have some like Clyburn that's like straight up Steven, right? Then you have others, they got the spirit of Stephen, but they smile in your face a little bit more. They won't come out and they're like, yeah, I hear you. Yes, I hear you. I really do. And we need to talk about that. But they feel the same way as Stephen feels. They just run a game on you. Because none of these black politicians don't do crap for black people. They stay quiet when something go on. They wait until the Democrats give them okay. Yeah, you can go talk about it, but don't talk about it this way. You understand? You never see a black politician jumping on anything right then and there when something's going on. They never do. Even when it was George Floyd, the Congressional Black Caucus was quiet. Even when all that was going on, they were quiet at first. Remember that? How quiet they were? until their Democrat paymasters told them, you know what, we could use this to get Biden elected. So yeah, go out there and talk about George Floyd. For them, it's all a political game. But see, they use that Trump card, I could say, saying that Donald Trump, oh my God, he gonna get you. Ooh, he gonna get you. Well, Trump's not in office. Biden is. And look at black people today. Look at where we at today after Trump got out of office. Black folks wasn't having these people coming to their cities trying to push them out when Trump was in office. But that's what happened with Biden. But from day one, Biden, you remember when Biden said to the civil rights bootlicks that y'all gonna have to work with the Hispanics?
By 2040, this country is going to be minority white European. Hear me? Minority white European. And you guys are going to have to start working more with Hispanics, who make up a larger portion of the population than y'all do.
That he was telling them his agenda, that he was going to bring all those people in, flood this country with them to the point that you don't have nothing to say. You got to go to them to get something out of the Democrats. I'm telling you, black people, the majority of you will be homeless or close to it, or you're going to be living 5 to 6 to 7 in a household, multiple families, so you can make it because of this Democrat Party. When will you listen? It's going to get to that point where all black families going to have to live 10, 12 to a house because black people can't afford a home. You'll be sharing cars and all that because you can't afford anything because what the Democrat Party has done to you. Is it going to have to get that bad? And I think it probably will, because I know how y'all are. You're hard-headed. Oh, you hard-headed and you're stubborn and you're stiff-necked. I know you. I know you like the back of my hand. And with y'all, it's going to have to be something real bad for y'all to get your head, whatever your head is at. I don't want to say what your head is at, 'cause I don't even know. Stop being deceived. You are deceived like Satan himself deceived you with this Democrat Party. Every time you vote for these people, you get screwed. Black Chicago voted for Brandon Johnson. He screwed him. He wasn't even in office, not even a month. He screwed him. The city council screwed him. When you gonna stop? Come on, y'all. And don't give me the same old about, because like I told y'all, if you start name calling, I'm gonna block you. If you start coming with stupidity, asking dumb questions, I'm gonna block you. No, give a logical answer, Democrat shills. Why, when black people vote for Democrats, they constantly getting screwed. Just give an answer to that. They don't get no priority, none. 87% vote, and this is what happens to black people in Chicago. 87% of the vote. So, what's going to happen in 2024? Black people, are you going to go out there and vote Biden again and give him another 4 years to really push you out the cities that you built, out of the cities that you pay taxes in, out of the cities that you work in, out of the cities that you raised your family in, and your grandma and great grandpa and all. You've been there for generations in these cities, and now the Democrat Party trying to push you out of your home. Now, many of you walk around here talking about we built America, we built these cities, we stand and fight. Okay, well, show everybody you're gonna stand and fight. Because standing and fighting is not going to vote Democrat at this point, because Democrats have waged war on black America. They are trying to destroy us as a community. So let's see the standing and fighting now. Let's see some organization that's saying, oh, we got to get these people out of office. And you may have to join with people you may normally don't want to join with to get them out of office. Sometimes you have to do the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Black people have to learn that. You're going to have to learn it. Look, I don't like you. You don't like me. But you know what? For this issue, we agree. So we'll work together on this issue alone because we got to get at them. I'm telling you, black folks, you'll be so much stronger that way. Get out your feelings. Cause some of y'all, he don't like me. I don't care. Listen, one thing I learned about in business, it don't matter about if somebody likes you. It's about business. And y'all got to understand, throw your feelings away. Keep your feelings on your family. Expose your feelings to them. show your feelings to your friends. If you want to show feelings to people in your community, that's fine to a point until that person is vetted enough to see you have feelings like that. But when it comes to business, it's about business. It's not about no friend. It's not about no feelings. It's not about none of that. It's what the benefit is by working with you. There are people that come to me all the time, want to do different business things. I'm like, that's not a benefit. And it's nothing personal. It's just not a benefit. You're not offering something that benefits what we're doing. So I'll turn it down in a minute. And you have to be that way. Get business minded. Some of y'all say, yeah, we need to be serious. You're not serious until you're business minded. And business minded people throw feelings away. They look at what the facts is. They think logically is what business people do. And then they try to do what they got to do to bring the outcome that they're seeking, which you is trying to ward off the war against the black men and women in America that's being waged on you by Democrats. You're talking about gentrification in these Democrat cities, the cities who are Democrat allowing you to be gentrified out your homes. They're allowing the taxes to be raised and everything else to get you out. They've been trying to gentrify you out. Now they're trying to bum rush the cities with people coming across the border to get you out too, because gentrification not doing it fast enough. But this has all been done by the Democrat Party, waging war on black men and women. So are you going to go vote for them in 2024 and give them another 4 years to continue to wage war on you? Or are you actually going to think logically? You're going to have a business mind and understand you may have to work with people that you may not like. And they may not like you. It don't matter who like each other. The fact is, we got to stop this war against black America. We got to do it. Because I think, I had a comment say, why do I care? Because you're going to end up going to Africa anyway. That's like saying, why do I care about my mother? I don't live with my mother. Or it's like saying, why do I care about my father? I don't live with him. So whatever happens to my father, I should not care about that because I'm in an African country. When that day and that hour come, I should just not care anymore. That's the most dumbest thing ever. Black America, I care about Black America because that's my ethnic group. Whatever African country I go to, when that day and time come, they have their own ethnic groups. I can get along with my brothers and sisters over there, but they're the distant cousins. They're not the family I come from. My family I come from is Black America. Just as much when I'm in the African country, you see another brother or sister, hey, brother, hey, sister, and we just click because that's family. It's nothing against our brothers and sisters over there. We cousins, right? But cousins can get along. Cousins can be the best family to you. Trust me. I have my cousins that I love to death and we do everything together, right? But you still care about your family. So I could be sitting up in Johannesburg or whatever, Nairobi, Kenya, wherever I'm at. I'm still going to care what happens to Black America because not all my family going to follow me. So some of my family is still going to be here in America. So you think I don't care what happens to them? That's the dumbest thing ever. Another dumb thing, because I like to address stupidity sometimes. I think somebody has said, well, you think you have Pan-African ideals. Why do you care? When you say that I believe Black people globally should unify, it doesn't mean you don't care about your ethnic group where you come from. Like your mindset is so asinine. Like seriously. I mean, like some of the things that some of y'all type, some of your employers should fire you because you have no intelligence. You really don't. But I would like to know in the comments what a lot of you think about the Democrat Party waging war on you, because you have to use that terminology. The Democrat Party is waging war on Black America. They treat you like a freaking plantation slave. You're supposed to serve them, give them your votes. You're supposed to go out there and be their weapon too, because they know how to rile you up to use you as a weapon against anybody that speaks against them. And I need to talk about that another time. But they're waging war on you to destroy you. And you better recognize, or you're going to end up, like I said earlier, 10 to a household, 12 to a household, sharing 1 or 2 cars because you can't afford to do anything because nobody will even want to hire you anymore because they're going to hire them at lower rates and pushing you out of cities you built Them people didn't build anything. They didn't go through Jim Crow. They didn't go through redlining, segregation. They didn't go through the Klan. They didn't go through slavery in this country. They didn't go through it. Yet they could come in here, and after all the work has been done, they get to come and enjoy the spoils. But the Democrat Party is the one that's allowing it to happen. That's why I'm not really, because see, don't fall for the let's go after them, the asylum seekers. That's what they get you. The politician got you doing that. No, go after the ones that's allowing it to happen. Biden and the Democrats. Remember, they're waging war on Black America, and you better recognize it as such.